American women are full and equal citizens in this republic, regardless of what the Arizona Supreme Court says. It is not, in fact, 1864 in America. It is 2024, and it is well past time to bring the hammer down and end this bull. It is Wednesday, April the 10th. There are 208 days remaining until the American people will decide who to put into the Oval Office and make President of the United States, Donald Trump or Joe Biden. This is the morning. How is it that the Arizona Supreme Court just ruled that Arizona is now governed by a law from 1864 when it comes to women's health care? How did that happen? Who is responsible for that? Is it like a thunderstorm, a rainstorm, a hurricane, a volcano erupting? Is it providential, or was there cause and effect? Did something happen to change the law? Something happened. Donald Trump appointed a handful of radicals to the Supreme Court, and they overturned Roe v. Wade. Cause and effect. He narrowly won the presidential election, and presidential elections have consequences. And so now women in Arizona, when it comes to their reproductive rights, to their health care, to their ability to take care of their own bodies, they live in 1864. To put it into perspective, 1864 was a big year in American history. It was the year that Abraham Lincoln was reelected. It was the year that Sherman marched from Atlanta to the sea. It was a year after the Emancipation Proclamation and a year before the Confederate surrender at Appomattox. In 1864, Arizona wasn't a thing. It was part of the New Mexico Territory until 1863, when Abraham Lincoln and the Congress recognized it as a territory apart, which had a lot to do with the Confederate States of America and Jefferson Davis recognizing Arizona as its own entity in 1862. What does that have to do with anything today, you might ask? Well, really nothing. And that's the point. Arizona's abortion laws shouldn't come from the days when the laws were written by a single man before the state was a territory. By the way, most people don't know this, but Arizona was the last of the 48 continental states to become a state. And the debate over whether to make it a state lasted for 13 years, the longest by far. Arizona has always been a hotbed of radicalism and extremism in American politics and life, and it has gone off the rails in the 21st century. Even Carrie Lake, who a few short years ago thought this law would be great, the restriction of any abortion access to every woman in Arizona, is against it today. Because all the BS, all the promises, all the kowtowing to religious extremists, religious fanatics and fundamentalists, religious nationalists, well, it all came to pass. They didn't know it was all a wink and a nod and a joke and a game. They took it seriously, and they've achieved their political result, putting American women back literally into the middle of the 19th century. There is something unique between the sexes in this democratic nation of ours, and it's this: men simply would not tolerate a legislature full of women making decrees and laws about our bodies. The political question at hand is, will America's women tolerate it? Because when Arizona passed or imposed this first law on American women in 1864, long before it was a state, no women in America could vote. But they can now. And they've been able to in presidential elections since 1920. And they will be again in 2024. Will America's women say we are not second-class citizens? Will American women demand equality? Will they say no, stop, enough? Will they repudiate this madness and send a message loud enough to be heard for the next 150 years to America's male politicians who want control over their bodies. The Republican Party that I was a part of for a long time in my career was the limited government party. There's no such thing as a limited government party that demands a peek through your bedroom window, that demands a seat in the confessional with your priest, that demands a spot in the delivery room for all of life's intimate moments. This is government overreach in the most extreme form, and it can be corrected by the vote of the people, who should come down on this insanity like a ton of bricks. If you live in Arizona and you don't want to live in the 19th century, but want your daughters growing up in the 21st century, where they are free, where they are equal, and they are treated with dignity and respect, and there is only one choice in November, you must vote for Democratic candidates. Because though they are imperfect, they believe in liberty, they believe in freedom, they believe in equality, the U.S. Constitution, and they do not believe American women should live like the women of Saudi Arabia do. American women are full and equal citizens in this republic, regardless of what the Arizona Supreme Court says. It is not, in fact, 1864 in America. It is 2024, and it is well past time to bring the hammer down and end this bullshit. And let's be clear about something else. This regime, this legal regime that is restricting the right of abortion for women, denying them reproductive health care choice, is not just being applied in Arizona. The federal court ruling that said that abortion pills that are sent safely through the mail can't be used is also being disqualified on the basis of 19th century law. There is no place where the extremists will not look to impose their religious authority and beliefs on America's women. And what it means is all the rest of us, everyone in the country who loves liberty, who loves freedom, we must say no. We must say stop. We must say enough. We must say back off to these people in a loud enough and decisive enough manner that they simply stop, because they will know that attempting to restrict freedoms like this is political death, that the American people, regardless of party, regardless of state, regardless of race, creed, or ethnicity, will not tolerate government encroachment into the personal space of their bedrooms, their doctor's offices, and their confessional booths. If you enjoyed this commentary on The Warning, then I invite you to join and subscribe to our YouTube channel and to spread the message, to share the message, and to get into the fight. I'm Steve Schmidt. This is The Warning. Thank you for listening to my political commentary. If you like what you heard today, please also consider subscribing to The Warning daily newsletter on Substack.